Hello and welcome to Ask MandRproductions episode 135. This is a series where I answer your questions, so if you have a question for next week's episode, leave it in the comments section down below. And we're going to get started real quick here with our first question from Mr. or Mrs. Williams. They say, will you be buying the LEGO Ideas Grand Piano Set? No! $350! That's insane! I actually think it's a pretty fair price. Oh, it's raining. Of course it's raining. I actually think that's a pretty fair price. However, it's not something I'm going to be buying. I don't have a use for a $350. In fact, I actually don't have a use for any LEGO piano, as it turns out. So, yeah, no, I don't plan on buying this. I don't plan on getting it with land money. I don't want the set at all. It's going to take up space that I don't have. So, no to the LEGO Ideas Grand Piano Set, but it does look really cool. All right, the rain is mostly gone. I sat down to start filming this video after literally screwing around for 2 hours doing nothing on my phone on Instagram, wasting time. Then I sit down and start filming, and literally 30 seconds in, just the heavens open up, and it's like, now I can't record. Next question comes from Burgie's Bricks. He says, what do you think of the Bespin dual set leak? So this was a set that was supposed to be for Star Wars Celebration, I believe, this year. I can't show it to you. And it basically is the scene where Darth Vader cuts off Luke's hand and reveals that he is his father. So it's actually a really neat set to be getting. I hope that they do more sets like this in a $40 type of range where you actually get some minifigs in an 18+ set. I really like it. I'm very excited to hopefully get one. It's supposed to be, or rumored to be, a LEGO Shop at Home exclusive. I have no reason to believe it will be numbered or that it will be especially rare or hard to get. I don't have any reason to believe that, like I said, but there's always a chance it could be. Master Yoda says, do you know what happened to LEGO YouTuber Brickbows UK? I have no clue. That person just disappeared. They stopped making videos one day and never came back. It's been like a year or something now. I knew a guy, Lego Teen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that disappeared too, like 8 years ago, and never, just nothing. So it's not unheard of to me for like people in the Lego space to literally just disappear. You know, any number of things could have happened. One quite literally could have had something terrible happen to them, God forbid, but like that's obviously something that could have happened. That would be a reason that someone would just stop uploading videos. Two, they could have just on a dime decided, I'm over this, I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore, and just walked away. So a couple of reasons like that could be what happened, but it's hard to know. You can really only just speculate. Chrome Phoenix with our fun fact of the day says, did you know the LEGO CMF series minifigures are all in minifig scale? Oh my god, how crazy. I know it's incredible, guys, the facts I'm able to bring you all, because especially here today, Chrome Phoenix has brought us some very interesting information to light here. All CMF series minifigs are minifig scale, and that's something that I never really crossed my mind, and maybe not yours, and now you know. Now we all know that all CMFs are done in minifig scale, so if you're tired of these non-minifig scale LEGO Star Wars sets, the worst of the worst, go buy CMFs and you'll never be disappointed. The Canadian LEGO Show says, what would you think if LEGO brought back battle sets, Ultimate Space Battle, Jedi Starfighter vs. Ultra Droids, but instead of Starfighters, they made them with larger ships, the Venator and Droid Control Ship, or the Star Destroyer and Mon Calamari Cruiser? They would be very expensive, and there's no way they would do that. I mean, as with, look, anytime you propose anything LEGO Star Wars, the answer is I'm going to buy it. So yes, I'd buy it, but I don't think it'd be a very good idea to kind of lock those sets in behind like a super paywall. Like there's a reason they don't do that, and that's because people want to buy them separately, or they only want one or the other. Like the best example I can think of something like that they have done is the Jurassic Park set with the Gate and the T-Rex. It makes sense for those things to go together and not be separate, but that's about as close to something like this as I think you may ever see on such a large, expensive scale. Venice says, I would like to ask you if you know anything about a potential LEGO Pokemon line since the beginning of the partnership between LEGO and Nintendo. So, I don't, like, there's no rumors. It's not like a thing that's like imminent or anything. Let me just put that out there. There is nothing to know about anything about a LEGO Pokemon line. But the potential is there, obviously. The doors are open with anything LEGO Nintendo now. I think that's pretty obvious, much like anything with Disney and LEGO. It could very much go the same way where LEGO and Nintendo just make a ton of things going forward, and that could be the case. It could also be the case that this LEGO Mario thing is the only thing that LEGO and Nintendo ever do, and that's it. The one thing I would say is keep an eye on Mega Constructs. If Mega Constructs stop selling their Pokemon stuff, then watch out, because LEGO may have swooped in and taken that license, or paid more for it, or Nintendo may have given it to them, whatever the case may be. Keep an eye out for that, because that is the indicator that something could be happening, you know, a year out, 2-3 years out. You know, I don't know how exactly far off those type of things would have to happen, but it is possible that if you see the Mega Constructs Pokemon stuff kind of start to disappear and they don't announce new products for it, that someone else has come swoop to that license, and that someone else would very likely be the LEGO Group. Ethan says, the discontinuation of Angry Clone Face is great. Hopefully they start using different skin tone / female heads in the future. So I have a thing to say about this. I saw this comment and I was very confused by it, and I replied to it, but I don't know if he got back to me by the time I'm filming this anyway. Those clone heads should be the clone heads we have going forward. I don't see any reason to change them. The only thing they should be changing on them is the expression, if they change anything. There are no female clones, as far as I'm aware, because, look, clones are clones. They're literally a clone of one person, Jango Fett, and he's a male. It's not sexist to say that there's no female clones, because all the clones are of a guy. So that's what it is, right? So there will be no female heads. I would go on and rant about that because that would be wrong, assuming my assumption that all clones are male because they're made of Jango Fetts is true, which I believe it is. As with different skin tones, they literally just change the skin tone. And once again, all the clones are made from the same guy, so they should obviously have all of the same skin tone. So I would only expect to see maybe different facial expressions in the future, but I don't even expect to see that. I just expect them to use this one for the next like 5 or 10 years. Holland says, what is your plan when you eventually run out of storage in your home for sets? Have you thought about storage units? I refuse to get storage units. I don't want to like have anything, I guess, off-site. Yeah, I have no interest in that because I know what happens with those things is you put them there and you never touch them. So I don't want anything to do with that. I'm moving out of my house whenever I do it, hopefully within a year, and then I'll have plenty more space and I'll be fine. If I ever run out of space in like an actual house that I can do whatever I want with type of space, with like 4 or 5 or 6 rooms or whatever I end up getting, then that's a real problem, and then that's something I got to start selling stuff or doing something with it other than just piling it wherever it is. But I absolutely refuse to get a storage unit. I won't do it. I also will not do the off-site office thing. People are like, oh, you should get an office space. Like, dude, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to a place where all my Lego is. I want all my Lego to just be here. MandRproductions says, did you hear about the rumored Lando Calrissian series? If so, would you like it to happen? And what TV show would you like to see on Disney+? I don't really care about seeing TV shows on Disney+. I just want to watch the Star Wars stuff that they keep putting out. So anything that's new in Star Wars is what I would like to see. But as far as the Lando Calrissian series is what I think is more pertinent here. I don't know if it's a series of Lando Calrissian. I just heard that like the character is coming back in some way, shape, or form. My biggest thing is I would love to see them wrap up like Kira and Darth Maul and where they go. I want to see that. I would like I just want to see Solo, like the rest of whatever Solo 2 was supposed to be. So if they pick up after Solo 1 with whatever this series with Lando is, then that's great. I would love to see something like that. That has been one of my #1 wishes as a Star Wars fan ever since I watched Solo, is like I want to know what happens to Kira and Darth Maul, because I found that to be a really interesting wrinkle at the end of the movie. Something you didn't really see coming is that she would go and run off with Darth Maul instead of run off with Han Solo. So I thought that was rather fascinating and something that I would love to see happen, and hopefully this Lando thing has something to do with that. MandRproductions says, what do you think is the highest quality non-UCS LEGO Star Wars set? I'm just thinking like pure build quality here, and there's probably a lot of recency bias in this, but the Resistance ITS Transport has genuinely really surprised me with how well built it is. It doesn't have a handle, so it has to be built to like withstand being held like this, and there are no like loose panels or anything on it. I guess these kind of raise up, but like nothing breaks off on this thing, surprisingly. Like even the engine's perfectly fine. Nothing's falling off. Like, you can just kind of hold it however you want, and nothing, like literally nothing breaks. It's pretty incredible in that way. So this is the one that came to mind immediately, and I'm like, this is a pretty high quality build. So I really appreciate this one as far as its build quality goes compared to some other sets of years past, and especially since it doesn't need a handle. I think that that's kind of a cool aspect of it compared to other sets that are very similar to it. Darth Vader says, if you could pay $1,000 to pick the next LEGO Star Wars set, would you? Absolutely, I'd pay the $1,000, and I would either do like a vote with all my fans, or I would just pick something that I think is a meme, and that would be like the next LEGO Star Wars UCS set or whatever set. I am happy wants to know what I think of the LEGO Technic Osprey being canceled due to being part of the military stuff. So there is a lot to say about this. I kind of wanted to do my own video on it, like just on that topic, but I also don't feel like I have enough time in my life right now to do that. But in general, I think it's really dumb. They produce this whole set, it's a rescue helicopter or whatever, and they're canceling it. And it's really funny to me. Literally like 2 guys stood outside a LEGO store in Germany for a few hours, and I think there was like 100 signatures on some thing about it. And LEGO was instantly like, here's our press release about this, we're thinking about this, hey, we want you to know this and this and this. And then like the next day, like, hey, we're gonna cancel this, okay, sorry. But over here as LEGO Star Wars fans, we have to make a campaign and go on social media for days and weeks and months to get them to make one little LEGO set. And we talk about the Anakin and Obi-Wan figures being reused in the Anakin Starfighter and the General Grievous Starfighter. And we talk about this for weeks and weeks on end. We make a big fuss about it and nothing happens. Nobody says anything. It's freaking amazing how quickly they react to this and not to their actual fans. So in part, that's what I think. I like the set. I'm getting the set. I'll talk more about that when I get the set and how I got it and everything. I don't see the reason to cancel the set at all. They've done, I think, a set that was kind of similar to it in the past with like a LEGO Creator set. I don't see why they had to cancel it. It has no weaponry on it, like at all. So I don't know. I'm sure there's reasons, but for a set to get this far and literally be like a week before its release, and quite literally to the point where there are sets out in countries like New Zealand that people bought and they're on eBay for well over $1,500 and selling for just insane amounts of money, that LEGO would cancel a set like this literally on a dime. It's fascinating. So if you want something done, the way to do it is stand out front of the LEGO store for an hour and get like 100 signatures on a petition, and then LEGO will do whatever you want. It's unfortunate though. Really, like, it being canceled really sucks. I know a lot of military people were like really looking forward to it, even though it's not technically a military set. It was definitely something that kind of had roots in the military, which was kind of cool to a lot of people. LEGO's whole military rule is completely arbitrary and self-imposed. There's plenty of other toy companies that do military stuff as toys. It's funny to watch them get so up in arms about LEGO making one set that is like not military but is like a rescue version of a military vehicle. Meanwhile, these same people don't go to a company like Brickmania and make a big fuss about what they're doing, which by the way I have no problem with. I think make whatever you want. I don't care. But seeing these people get so up in arms about something so dumb, it's really dumb to me. And LEGO can't release the set now, by the way. They cannot release a set. They can't go back on what they said now for a couple of reasons. One, that you just can't go back on what you said if you're LEGO here. You've made your choice and that's it. And two, they've created this market for this set where people are paying thousands of dollars for it. If LEGO releases this set, now all of those people are angry at LEGO because they've spent $2,000 on a set that you can now buy for $150. So LEGO's not going to release a set. It's done. Spencer says, what sets are retiring by the end of summer this year, mainly UCS? Nobody knows. All these lists come out every year. It's like, these sets are retiring this year, and then like half of them don't. So there is no like way to know the answer to this. If you're asking me, though, my best guess would be that the UCS Death Star retires this year. It has to retire eventually, right? So I think that set's probably on its way out if they're releasing a $350 Mos Eisley set, which, by the way, LEGO's trying to get me to stop making rumor videos. That's so dumb to me. So dumb to me. So just wanted to put that out there in the middle of this video because some other LEGO ambassador complained about it. Whoever you are, come tell me. I want to know who you are. Why are you so mad about me making a rumor video? Come on. Let's go. But there's no way to know. I never know what's retiring. There literally is no way to know. LEGO doesn't come out and say it. But usually by the time online, they'll put that like retiring soon thing on their set listings. The set's already out of stock and not coming back in stock. So it's kind of funny in that way. The only sets I could see retiring this year though would be the UCS Death Star or the Tanta V4. They could be retiring by the end of the year. That's about it for me. I can't imagine anything else would be on its way out here. And I should also say LEGO did say they were pushing back the retirement dates for a ton of sets because of COVID. So it's really more up in the air now than ever. Who knows? Just buy what you want as soon as you can and don't screw with the retiring thing because then you'll get screwed and pay double, triple what you have to. Public says, have you ever played a Fallout game? No, but I do like the trailers that they make usually, especially the one that was like the Bingo Bango Bongo song. I don't know if that was in a trailer, but I don't know. That song's in Fallout and I liked it. Chazah says, why do you buy so many Pika bricks if you don't build mocks? Well, you see, Chazah, I like to lie to myself and pretend like I'm gonna build mocks one day, so that's why I buy a lot of Pika bricks. In all seriousness though, that's actually probably it. Like, I just like tell myself, oh yeah, I'll use these one day. And I'll use them one day. I mean, eventually, yes, I will use them, right? Like, I have years and years and years from now to use whatever Pika brick I have. It's not something I have to use, like, a day from when I buy it, a week from when I buy it, a year from when I can use it 10 years from now. It's not a big deal, right? Lucas Stewart says, do you think the Fall First Battle Pack will be in high demand once it's retired? Will it be worth buying a few? I think it's worth buying a few regardless, but it's hard to know. It's impossible to know, like with anything, right? Like I can sit here and speculate, but I'll speculate for you. It raises a very interesting question. And that's because it is a very unique set in the way that, like, so many people have asked for this. So everyone that's been asking for it is going to buy at least one, and hopefully buy the number that they've been wanting or plan to get over the next year or two that it is available. So I can see it not going up too much in value, right? It's entirely possible that everyone buys a ton of them, LEGO produces plenty, and everyone's happy and has plenty, and it lasts forever, and it's great. Now, there is the flip side of this, that it is such an immensely popular set that while people do get as many as they want, that still 5 years from now, the set's worth $100 because it just is. Things like that just happen. There's no rhyme or reason to it all of the time. Sometimes random sets will just skyrocket in value for no particular reason. So, I don't know. Is it worth buying a few? Yes. Will it be in high demand once it's retired? Probably, but I can't imagine anyone who actually wants them wouldn't buy as many as they want while it's available. And our final question from Boss HB says, who was that guy/stalker in your vlog? So the guy/stalker in the vlog was Sans. He wasn't just too good. He wasn't Ash and Flash. People didn't understand the joke. A lot of people didn't understand the joke. Some people thought it was real. Some people were very questioning of whether it was real. They're like, oh, I think it was real, but I'm not sure. Dude, did the guy sneak in my car and I didn't react when he was in there? The guy was in the bathroom and I didn't call security immediately. It was obviously a joke video. It was made for fun. You can call it fake. I don't think fake is the right word. Staged, I wouldn't say really the right word either. It was just a video we made for fun. I don't know. It's just something we were like, hey, I was like, hey, I have a great idea for a vlog when we meet up in Orlando. You can pretend to be a creepy fan and stalk me around the Disney Springs. And so we would film these segments while we were there throughout our time, and he would just act kind of creepy for fun, and it was a great time. I think it was one of my best vlogs. So yeah, it wasn't Just Too Good. Didn't reveal Just Too Good's face. Just Too Good wasn't there. Ash and Flash wasn't there. Nobody was there that you probably knew, to be honest. Sorry, Sans. It was really funny watching all these people be like, oh, Ryan revealed Just Too Good's face. Oh my God, I can't believe he revealed his face. Like, it's so funny. But yeah, no, it was just Sans, who you probably didn't know prior to this, but yeah, that's who it was, and it was nothing crazy. It was just a fun one. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope to do something like it again in the future, but that was the extent of it. It was just for the fun of it, and that was what that vlog was. If you haven't checked it out, you really should, though. It's really funny. Like, I also tried to make it in a way that it was somewhat convincing up until a point, right? Like, at the end when he's in my car and we film, like, 10 segments saying different things and we're laughing, how at that point could you still think it's real, right? Like, obviously at that point it's a joke. But even before then, I think it was pretty obvious. There were a couple also hidden times that he was in the vlog. I don't know if you guys were looking there, but there were some hidden Sans in there at different places. I won't say where. That's all for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you have a question for next week, please let me know down in the comments section below. Or a fun fact of the week. You could always leave a fun fact. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Peace out.